Hello and welcome to Arizona 360. I'm Lorraine Rivera. Thanks for joining us. As the pandemic continues in Arizona, this week we're taking a look at how the coronavirus has impacted people with disabilities. We begin at the Jewish Community Center, a service that's existed since the late 80s. It offers everything from recreation to childcare, and it supports all ages, abilities, and backgrounds. It's also a business that has lost hundreds of thousands of dollars every month since the virus began to spread earlier this year. We sat down with CEO Todd Rockoff in their boardroom to learn more.
We right away had made the decision in mid-March that we needed to close. And we did that on behalf of community safety and health, and we stayed closed until June 1st, but we didn't waste our time. We immediately transitioned to a lot of virtual programming, engaging with our families, creating activities online for people to do exercise, for the children in our early childhood department to still see their teachers. Teachers were reading them stories. Our program for people with disabilities, Taglit, the staff still showed up on Zoom and were able to communicate with people. So we set a course to become very relevant in our community, even in the online form.
You talk about supporting the community. Essential workers, have always needed your support. Yeah. But as society has begun to reopen, today we got to see little ones in the classroom. Yeah. That's been an important part. How have you managed?
So we established a set of protocols and guidelines that allowed us to maximize attendance. We have both in summer camp and in our early childhood program, we kept the size limit of every group to 10 with a staff person, and we kept every group and every unit, in a sense, a pod, so that they could stay together and stay safe together. We moved from in-building drop-off for families to curbside drop-off and curbside pickup at the end of the day, which I think actually has been a wonderful benefit for the families. Much easier on their way to work to drop off at the curb. And while there were a couple of bumps along the road with an individual either on staff or related to someone coming down with COVID, we could minimize the impact because of the pods that we had set up.
The J is especially proud that it's been able to continue offering programs to people with disabilities.
A number of years ago, we started a program called Taglit, which means discovery. And that program was set up to serve adults who are post-high school through age 39 on a daily basis. The program was here in the building. We had grown from one participant at the inception all the way up to 47 participants, which is where we were right before we had closed. And in doing that, we provide programs and service and vocational training and social interaction in a really dynamic way.
It's too hard. You can do it.
One of the favorite activities this time of year is swimming.
Good, they're having a good swim.
Yeah,
it's a great day to be in the water.
Yeah.
Rockoff says programs like this are central to their mission and not something he was willing to eliminate during the pandemic.
There's not even a thought that that would be something that we wouldn't do. And over the next number of months, we will be integrating with Arts for All as we expand our service to adults with disabilities in our community.
Back inside the J, Rockoff walked us through now more quiet hallways. Prior to the pandemic, some 19,000 people visited weekly.
All right, count them.
Today, that number is in the hundreds. Have you found that where other places have scaled back on their services, perhaps you've been that shining star to some families in this community who need you?
Well, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that the families in early childhood, we also have about 40 children here today that are actually doing their Zoom school here at the JCC and having, again in a pod, social interaction, learning together and being supported. I think the J plays a really important role in the community. We like to think that we're the town square of the community, and we will be here through this, and we'll be here on the other side of this for everybody.
Are there things you've learned from this experience that you say, hey, we should have been doing that and we will continue?
I think curbside pickup, curbside drop-off, virtual programming, and programming that's not locked in to our facility. So even when we can do in-person programming again, I think the J has seen that we are a movable feast. And we will have the ability to provide programs to people where they are, whether that's in the virtual environment or in another location in the community. So I think there's lots of good learning from this, and I think we've pushed the boundaries of our innovation and ingenuity.
Yeah, we've proven our resiliency.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Todd Rockoff, thank you.
Thank you very much.